What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Strength Solutions Podcast. And we're on Apple and Spotify. You can rate and review us there. We're on YouTube. You can smash that like button and smash that subscribe. Smash that subscribe a lot harder. Just like, bam, hit it.
Give it to it.
Yeah, kind of like I give it to Nathaniel sometimes, guys. That's what the long horse. Whoa, what's going on here? His girlfriend's just...
That's a different podcast.
Whoops. If you like what we're doing, you could also check out our website, strengthsolutionspodcast.com, which we're doing some upgrades on. Then also, if you're looking for a place to email us future fitness questions, it's strengthsolutionspodcast@gmail.com. Then Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram is Strength Solutions Podcast. On Instagram, I'm Strength Solutions Edwin.
I'm Strength Solutions Nathaniel.
All right, we got a special guest here. I don't know if she's Australian or Brit, but it's inside joke, guys. But this is Camille. You can introduce yourself a little bit.
Hi, I'm Camille. I am Nathaniel's girlfriend.
There you go.
So
that's the first time she's ever said that.
Does your heart feel a little better?
Yeah, I feel a little nervous now.
My heart's a little weird too.
So when did you find out when you weren't Australian?
Oh man, it was a rough time.
What tell us about like growing up, I guess like multicultural.
It's definitely very strange growing up with two very different cultures in like the area I'm around. So my mom's from England. For context, and growing up around Americans and not quite realizing the stark differences between cultures makes things very confusing, for lack of better words, as like a kid.
Could you name like one of the things, I guess, maybe when you were a kid that you first noticed like, oh, why is my family sort of different, I guess, in terms of stuff like that, maybe in school or whatever it was?
The funniest thing actually is in English class. So I would always type up my little papers that you do in elementary school. I'd have my mom edit them with me, and she would always correct my spelling errors and grammatical errors and all that. And I'd always turn it in, and I'd always get it back covered in red marks. And Mom and I would always look at these papers and be like, why are they covered in red marks? Why are you deducting all of these points? And it turns out that we were using the British spelling.
Yeah.
Not the American.
What grade were you in?
Third.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
It took a while.
You know we're wrong because we didn't invent English, right?
Right. Yeah, we're using like a different version of it.
It's actually in England, if you're trying to look at programs for different Englishes, for American, it's English and it says in parentheses, simple.
Oh, ouch.
See, that's why we're so good, because we keep everything simple.
There you go. Yeah.
Gotta love the Americans. Simplifying everything.
When she would edit your papers, would she do like a big letter T in front of the like all old English?
We use computers.
Okay, so they do have computers.
So when you type it in, it does it for you.
No, it's like whenever Camille presses the T, it's normal, but when her mom presses it, it's big.
It knows the hand difference.
That's funny. Okay, so yeah, because you're British, right? And then you're also black, obviously. So, hold on, wait a second.
Whoa. When that happened?
Are you? And so
American black or Brit black?
Hey, because that's different too, right?
That's different too, yeah.
So I don't really know much about British black. I don't know any black British people. So my family over there is all white. So I can't talk on the differences because I don't know.
What was the difference like internally in home, like between the cultures?
The seasoning of the food.
Oh, I can imagine.
You say that jokingly, but absolutely.
No way.
Yes.
Was it like hard for your mom? Well, I'm. How old was your mom when she came over to America?
24, 5-ish, but she lived in Hawaii first for a couple of years, and they didn't come to San Antonio until 1995.
Is that where they met?
They met in England.
In England, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Interesting.
And he's military?
Yes.
And so I guess like culturally, I'm sure food was different.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Yeah.
Talk about seasoning.
Yeah. Was that actually like a huge thing? Like, was it difficult to figure out for your mom or for you too?
Pretty much my mom wasn't allowed to cook every time we went to go see my black family. They were just like, yeah, don't touch anything. You're not going to season it.
Interesting. So the note, I mean, because when I was there, so we went to England together, and
You don't got taste buds, bro. So
no, I know good food. I thought all the food was good. I do think that there was, it's funny. There is no like real seasoning of food, but there is. I thought all the food was really good. I think the main thing was that it was a lot more quality It was way. I mean, maybe it was.
But do you think part of the quality has to do with like the regulations, maybe of like the meat?
100%. Yeah,
and all that stuff.
I could also maybe blame it a little bit on like the area we were in. I wonder what it's like, maybe food in where we were,
What area
and also
were you
in.
Oh, we were in Devonshire.
What does that mean to us Americans?
It's
How
like
far is that from London?
Oh, like 5 hours?
7.
7. Fuck, dude.
Is
Can you imagine getting on a fucking plane for the first time?
How fast are you driving? Well, how fast are you driving?
800 miles an hour.
Dude.
8 kilometers, which means 900 miles an hour.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, dude, it was like we get off the plane, we get on a car, then it's like, all right, we're going to drive for another like 7 hours. And I was like, God damn it.
You couldn't take a bus?
Could you?
Yeah, but a bus would take so long. Imagine taking a bus here versus driving
Just
directly.
driving. Yeah. How?
Yeah, but you could sleep on a bus.
Well, I slept in the car.
And he wasn't driving.
Night. Yeah, yeah.
Did you drive?
No.
No.
Everything's standard, and I'm not good.
Yeah, everything is standard and also super little, super tiny.
Really?
Tiny.
Yeah,
There's
like
not a lot of space.
The
right?
biggest truck that I saw was maybe like, I'm trying to think of like a similar American vehicle. I don't know, like a little tiny
It's a
pickup
Chevy
truck.
Bolt.
Yeah, for real. Like, and the only trucks that you see are like work vehicles. Like no one owns a truck. No one's just driving around in trucks. They don't
That's so
exist.
Texan, huh?
I think it's very Texan, also very American. But yeah, it's like they just don't exist. We saw in Devon, which is like a little country type town. I guess you'd maybe consider
Is it
it.
south or
Devon is
give
like
me
a
like
county.
Okay.
Is it like south, north, east, west of London?
So, England's like this little triangle
Uh-huh.
shape. Not really. It's going to be over here. So
Okay.
like by Plymouth is what I usually tell people
Okay.
because that's where they know. It's not actually by Plymouth, but
It's on like
hey,
the coast.
Okay.
It's like a beach town
it's
kind
an
of thing.
island.
Oh, it's an island. All right. I didn't even know.
No, England is an
No,
island.
it's a whole island. The UK. The whole
Yeah,
island.
yeah. Yeah, but it's on like the lower
All
half,
right, guys.
right? You would say
us
south
Americans
side?
need geography lessons.
Yeah.
It's an island.
Clearly.
There's
I have no
4
idea.
bodies of water around it.
Right, so when you say by the coast,
Oh, okay. So nobody's going to know.
the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
place is by
Yeah.
a coast.
Where was I getting at? Oh, it's super small. And there was like a bus, right? Was it a bus that was trying to like get through that had like held up the traffic all? Yeah. Because, dude, the roads are like 1-lane roads.
They're like narrow.
Yeah. You literally have to like pull over to the side to let people come through because they're going the same way on the same road, opposite direction.
Oh, God bless America.
Get this, one way, both ways, and you go 60.
Yeah. Like you're flying down that shit. Dude.
No way.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrifying.
But everyone are pros at it, so
yeah. It's
The
just
wheels
like,
are like this far off, like the edge, huh?
yeah, for real, man.
not
No
even
way.
joking. Yes.
You're like
Oh, wow.
dipping into like brush to like let people go by. And then
No
like
way.
continuing
There's
through.
hedges, they grow naturally over there. And so every road, there is no curb, there's no side, it's a hedge. They cut through the hedges to make the road.
That's like the movies.
Wow.
It was pretty cool. Yeah. I thought it was great. I loved it.
Let's modernize this.
No. Yeah. But I do wonder if there's like a difference in quality of food from where we were at as opposed to being in a big city like London.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I had this conversation with you a couple nights ago, maybe. Is that when I was growing up, or not growing up in England, but we used to visit a bunch when I was a kid. And you never saw like overweight people. Everyone
Oh,
was
you did say
super
this.
healthy. Everyone was really fit. And it was because of all the regulations that they have on the food. And then they changed a law, the UK's version of the FDA, and they allowed some chemical or hormone or something into the food. And pretty much in the last like 10 years at the most, I've seen so many more overweight people, and I'd never seen that before.
It's like when we saw that video that said, "This is what your food was then, and this is what it's like now."
Mm-hmm.
Like the McDonald's French fries.
right.
Stuff.
Yeah,
It makes
'cause
me
they were
like all the
showing-
extra chemicals.
They were showing like side by side comparisons because I think the title of the video was like, I used to eat it and I was fine. And so they were talking about fast food primarily. So like, McDonald's quarter pounder, and it was like beef, wheat, cheese, whatever. And then it shows the ingredients of the ones now, and it's like a fucking super long list of shit that's inside of it. And it's the changes in years and, like you said, like regulations and things like that. I mean, that's happened here. Same thing, right? We could say it, I guess, a little bit different, where years past there you know, like in the 50s or whatever, like nobody was fat, you know, like you look at, I mean, I guess we have only movies or things like that to go by, but it's like
and
now.
they were casually drinking cocaine.
True. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Times have changed. And then now, you know, it's just everybody's overweight. You know, it just it's far more common to see overweight people. In fact, when you see someone who's not, everybody's first question is like, "Are you on a diet? You work out? Blah blah." It's like not normal.
It's kind of wild, dude, if you think about it.
It is, yeah. And I wonder, how long ago do you know, if at all, when they changed that law?
No idea.
No, yeah, because I wonder how quickly it happened too.
You don't keep up with UK politics, British politics?
Yeah, I kept a newspaper from there. I still have it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was a cool souvenir. And I had like a snapshot in time of what was happening over there. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so there's a lot of differences in home life, right, in terms of like multiculturality and things like that. Whereas, I mean, like me and Edwin, I'm sure maybe probably didn't, because are both your parents same ethnicity? I guess
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, and then I mean, I guess mine are too.
You're both Mexican?
No, they're both Puerto Rican.
Well, you look nothing like it.
Whatever, bro. Don't be like that.
Don't be like
Yeah. Okay. So let's say moving on, going to school wherever you lived, right? I'll let you say it because you always are like, why do you tell people where I'm from? And so going to school and things like that. Did you play sports? Were you super active in school doing things like that?
Yeah, so first I'm from the Texas Hill Country in a good old town called Bandera. Nathaniel loves to say the cowboy capital of the world.
It's the cowboy capital of the fucking world. Yeehaw.
Right, so it's about an hour outside of our city. In the middle of nowhere, a bunch of cowboys, dude ranches, and livestock.
Interesting. And so did you play sports there? Did you do anything in school?
Yeah, so I was actually a varsity athlete for
Whoa.
pretty much.
Hey, she said, don't forget that.
Yeah, don't forget. My entire school career, I started in probably second or third grade playing softball, and I kept on going all the way throughout in track and cross country.
What was your like main sport?
Track was my main sport. I was a sprinter and a hurdler.
Oh, okay. You think you still hurdle stuff?
Absolutely not.
No. Did you just like eat face? Just
All the time.
Did you do any of the field stuff too? Did you like throw javelin or shot put or anything?
So I tried to do pole vault.
Oh shit, that's kind of cool.
It was, but I kept using the wrong end of the pole, and the coach was like, you gotta go.
There's different ends of the pole.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I have no idea. That's why I kept putting the wrong end down.
Well, there's one with like a more like a divot in.
Okay, so like you
Where
can like
that's
shove
the
it
one
in
that
the thing.
sticks in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That
then-
can't be that hard to pick the right side of the pole.
And then I also did long jump, but I
cool.
hated it.
What did you hate about it?
It was
Is it because
dirty.
you're black? No. Just
You said it was dirty?
Because it's in the sand.
Just like getting in the sand.
So then you
didn't
just
like
run and jump in sand with socks and shoes on, and you're sweaty.
They don't do that barefoot?
No.
No, they use
What?
spikes.
Oh.
I forget you're not an athlete, so you don't understand all
That's
that
crazy. I would feel like you'd be better at it barefoot, but I guess whatever, that makes sense.
No, because
No.
you need to grip
The spikes give you like enough grip off the ground to kind of propel you more, so you get a little bit more force.
What's like a good long jump? What's like a good height or distance?
It's distance.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Imagine like 23 feet.
That's fucking far. Could you imagine just
No, I don't know. Here, let me look it up right now.
fucking Superman shit?
What is the Olympic record for a high jump or a long jump?
Yeah.
And there's difference. There's long jump and triple jump. Triple jump is where you jump and then you little skip in the middle and then you jump again.
The triple jump is the one where the people go like boom, 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 and then they jump?
That's just long jump.
That's
Long
long
jump
jump.
is just running, jumping.
Okay.
Triple jump is running, jump, skip, jump.
So you like doing track?
Yeah, it was fun.
And those are the only two that you did? You did sprinting and hurdling?
And I was in the 4x1 relay
Okay, with the little baton that you
with a
passed?
little baton. Yeah.
Nice. What position were you?
I was always third because I was really good at kicking into gear really quickly as a good sprinter. And
So you got a lot of torque, just pushing acceleration.
yeah, there you go.
Same words.
And you probably don't know this, Edwin. I don't know if you do, but third leg was always like the honor to be, chosen for that part of the race because that was supposed to be it's your last chance to really catch that person. Because by fourth leg is kind of just finishing the race.
Oh, I see.
And some teams would play it opposite. They'll make their anchor the fastest, which is the last one. It all depends on like what team you're on a lot of times, but yeah.
Whatever your strategy
But
is.
typically you try to get the lead as much as possible before.
Interesting.
So
That's pretty cool.
record, you want to know the record?
Yeah.
So the record on the men's side is 29 feet, 4.5.
Hey, so you weren't that off.
Yeah. I'm Americanizing this because it came in meters and I was like, put feet in there. And then for women, it's 24 feet.
Damn.
13 and a fourth inch.
That's fucking far, dude. That's crazy. What was do you know your record?
Oh, I have no idea.
No.
She got close.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was,
23.3.
I think my buddies are jumping like in high school, like 20,
Okay.
19, 18.
That's interesting. It's crazy to see like that difference, you know, of like, oh, in high school you're like jumping 18 feet and that's good.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, you jump
That's
like
Olympic
30
level,
feet.
bro. That's
I know.
top
It's just
1%.
crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah. And the Olympics just finished too. Did y'all watch did you watch any of the like last ceremonies or anything like that?
I didn't watch any of the closing ceremonies.
No.
No.
Did you, Edwin?
No.
I did.
I watched the basketball games. That's it.
Oh, hey, yeah. Did both
USA.
the men and women's team won, right?
Yes. They
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. They're not bringing back breakdancing either. They
No.
just confirmed it. Yeah.
Because the Australian lady.
It's fucking
Because
stupid.
Your
of that
people.
one. Oh my God.
I don't think it was just her fault. I think there's got to be
I
more.
Did
don't-
you see some of the men though? They were amazing.
Yeah.
I just think it's a hard sport to like have
How
and
do you
judge
judge
correctly.
it? Yeah, and
Like
it's funny.
based off of visuals and difficulty and
Yeah, I saw a lot of the like comments, and someone was like, "Well, I guess we'll forever just know that." I think Canada won gold for the men, and Japan won gold for women. And they're like, no one will ever know who's better. That's it for the rest of time. So it's just what it is.
But that was been a good meme though. For Australia.
Absolutely.
Dude, there's
Dude, but that's
so many
crazy
memes
good
came out of that.
mobility she had. Like when she was like,
Don't try to fix it. Don't try to fix it. We're not going to do that.
Hey, I'm just saying she had crazy good mobility.
Dude, we should start doing that. You're like, it's a new exercise program. I wonder what the whole deal was. Like, did they just not have someone to send, and they were like, "We'll just send you"?
Well,
Or
she
what
won
happened?
the Oceanic like contest.
She won.
Yeah, you didn't know that. You have to win to get there.
I wonder what did.
But
the
her
other people
performance
look like?
on that one was way better than what she did there.
Why did she do that?
Because I saw some of it, but I don't know.
Was it like some sort of protest?
But
Was she
even
like, this
then,
is
I
stupid?
thought like, man, there would be more like athleticism in the breakdancing. A lot of them did like more of like movements stuff.
I mean, I guess there's got to be so much more to it. It's like a whole
Yeah.
culture and everything. You know, I'm sure they think that shit's too much, and it's supposed to be more about rhythm or something.
I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
Just give me my flips. That's all I care about. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so you did track a lot. Did you do any other sports outside of that? Like, what were your like second and third?
I played softball for a good 8-9 years.
Okay.
Whoa, what position?
I was shortstop.
Dang. I know that one. That's good,
She
right?
said, 2 outs.
That's right.
And then what else? Those are your main two?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I know, and you're leaving this one out for whatever reason, but I know you did powerlifting too, right?
I forget that counts.
That is a sport.
That's a sport. So what was your best total? And what division were you in?
Too many questions.
Yo, that was a lot of questions.
All right, what was your best total on squat, deadlift, and bench?
All I remember is my deadlift, and I want to say that was like 205.
Yeah, that's
I
really good.
imagine that's your best lift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what about bench? You remember this?
I want to say it was like 135 or
fucking
145,
good.
which at
That's
the
really
time
good.
was more than my own body weight. And I remember being
Damn.
really like proud of that one.
Hell yeah, that's
I would
good.
too.
What about your squat?
I don't remember that one at all.
Which one?
Probably horrible.
Which one did you feel like you were good at doing, or which one did you like doing the most?
I like doing bench the most. And you might
Okay.
have noticed that upon us working out together. Something about it just feels good. And then I'm
Cool.
also...
Better than Nathaniel.
Form is just on point.
I have a short wingspan than average for my height, and so it's kind of an advantage to be able to move
Yeah.
the bar less.
Yeah. So did you do sumo deadlift then?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Makes a real.
Did
lot of
you?
sense.
Did you? Oh, I guess you did, right? You used like straps and wraps and all that stuff, belts and everything, or
We
was
used
it all raw?
belts. We didn't use straps wraps.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
think in high school powerlifting you can't take straps.
Oh, really?
I think in bench you can strap, but you can't strap in deadlift.
Oh, I wonder why.
Probably safety.
Just like rules,
Is
probably.
that unsafe?
Well, think about it. When you're younger, you don't know to like release the strap.
Oh, true. Just fucking.
Where in benching, you could strap. Although I don't remember doing benching and powerlifting with straps on competition either, though.
You powerlifted too, right? Yeah.
I think all I had was the bench suit and the squat suit. That's it. And then the belts, of course.
Did you guys have suits?
And knee
Hated
wraps.
those suits.
Yeah, so you had them.
Yeah.
And knee
So
wraps.
tight.
You ever do the knee wraps?
No.
No.
Oh.
Wow. Fucking raw as hell.
I wasn't doing any of that. Some of the boys that were doing heavier weight would do that, but I mean, I was only doing like 100 pounds.
Who was the best on the team?
She was.
No, not me. There's a girl. She was in my grade. She was one of my friends. Well, I haven't thought about her in a long time. Yeah, she was the strongest girl like in the whole school. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Was she super tall?
No.
No.
She was actually really short.
Oh, maybe there's advantages there, right? For squat and bench for sure.
Well, it's more based off of like weight. So
What weight were you at?
Was I at? I was like 115, 120
Damn.
at the most.
Super. Is that
dude, that's pretty badass though, to bench 135 and then be that small.
You must have been fucking jacked.
Oh yeah, I was.
Damn. Did you guys? You didn't overhead press? No.
No, that's not part of it.
That's not part. Yeah. I hate that it's not. I feel like it should be.
I feel
don't
like
think so.
it
It
should
should
be
be at a young level like that. I feel like you're a little too reckless. Don't quite know your body well enough to be able to.
I could see that, yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
But once you get college, it should be part of it.
Yeah.
I think
Or-
overhead's like so valuable.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's not a part of. I mean, I know the reasons why, but I think it's really stupid. Why don't they just regulate it?
Well, that's another lift you have to practice though too.
I guess so. Right.
Right.
Yeah. And then they'd have to probably change like totals and things like that.
Records.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's not that
Maybe we
hard.
could create our own power.
There you go. Yeah,
competition
your own
and do that.
division. Yeah, there's like 8 million of them anyway. Just do whatever you want. Yeah, people can do whatever they want. They can take as much tea as they want to. Yeah.
I would watch that.
John, well, I don't know if I've told any of you about this, but one of my clients was telling me about a podcast. I think it was Joe Rogan podcast, and they were talking about he had somebody on there, two guys who were trying to create something called the Enhanced Games. Have you heard of this?
No.
So they're trying to create like this whole new sport, I guess, essentially. I don't really know what it's gonna be. Like, I don't know if it's powerlifting or strongman type stuff or whatever, but they're just leaving it whatever, open to anything.
You
like,
could take steroids.
You could
if
take
want.
steroids. You
Oh,
could
I
fucking
love
blast
it.
shit. Yeah.
Do you know that's going to take over?
I know, yeah.
Humans want to see extreme.
And I heard Joe was like, I didn't listen to it, but my client was telling me like pieces of it, and he was like, Joe had really good questions for them about like stuff that I guess they hadn't thought of, like how are you going to take care of this, or what about this regulation, or whatever it is, and stuff like that. So it's not close to like fruition yet or anything, but these guys are like getting a lot of support and a lot of like investments and things like that. So maybe that's something we'll see in the future, of just like fucking
See the best genetic freaks on gear.
just doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Yeah. So look it up.
You got one right here. Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
135 on bench is not too shabby. I'm just saying.
We're about to send you out
Just,
there,
I'm
man.
about to give you some gear right now.
Go rep America and everything.
Inject your own Nathaniel's testosterone.
So powerlifting, did that, I don't know, maybe take you outside of high school? Like, I know a lot of people who played sports and stuff like that in high school or in school in general, afterwards just like do nothing. They just like kind of go into life and they just stop working out. Was that like something that happened to you?
Sort of, but it wasn't because of like my choice to stop participating in sports. It was more so like I couldn't find anything to do it not at like a athlete level, you know, like in a college. Because I didn't make my college teams, so then it's kind of like, where do I?
Did you try
go?
for those?
No.
Oh, well, maybe you could have.
No.
Oh, come on. Well, I don't know. You said that too, right? That you had a client who was kind of training for that, and then they went, and it was just kind of like it was like a whole different category of people there.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, you got to make a decision at a certain point. Like, is this going to be my career later? And then I had a friend who was in high school. She was in powerlifting. She got a scholarship, and I knew how good she was, like for her level. Like, she pretty much, I think, I can't remember if she won state or got runner up.
Wow.
But like, it's a different level. It's just, people don't understand. Like, I'm strong, but I know guys who are really strong.
Yeah. There's like,
And they're just a genetic variability that's just, I probably won't reach that unless I'm on gear or something. There's a big difference. I mean, you see it all the time.
Yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
You're like, how the heck did this one client pick up all this weight and never work out before?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I was looking at one of my clients today, and I was just like, God damn it,
Wasted.
Like how are you able to do this?
Yeah.
You come in 2 days a week and drink the rest of the week. I'm just like, you bitch.
It's just a different level. Man.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you maybe get back into working out? When did you find maybe a gym or something to do that kind of maybe kept you going through stuff like that?
Well, honestly, that freshman 15 hit me pretty hard.
Okay.
It was more like freshman 45.
Oh, so
No way. So you were like, how low were you in high school?
You said 115?
Yeah.
115 and 45?
So you were on the bulk.
I was,
Permanent bulk.
yeah, a slow bulk, right? Is that a thing?
For a full year.
Okay. So then that happens.
That happened, and then I was like, "Whoa, I gotta," I'm winded going upstairs, getting to my class, walking across the parking lot. I gotta fix this. I'm too young to be this tired all the time.
How old were you?
Like 19.
Whoa. So for real, freshman 15. That's
real.
a lot. That's a short period of time to put on a lot of weight.
Well, so also remember growing up, I was really, my diet was very regulated. I wasn't allowed a lot of food. And so then I suddenly had freedoms. I moved out. I was living on my own. I had my own money. I had my own car. So
Were you eating out a lot?
Oh my God.
What was your favorite place to go to?
Whatever probably was close to where I lived.
Okay. You didn't eat a lot of fast food when you were younger, right?
None at all.
Yeah. Well, what was it like, I guess, getting fast food for the first time? Was it weird?
Oh, it was disgusting.
Gross.
Yeah, it was actually like, I remember I threw it up. It was McDonald's. I threw it up before I left the door because it was just so greasy and heavy. And my body was just like, this is horrible for
When
you.
you were eating it, were you like, oh, this is good? And then afterwards you were like, no, I feel like shit? Or it was like first bite, you were like, what the fuck is this?
It sounds strange, but I feel like I could taste like all of the oil because I had such a oil-free diet and like grease-free and like almost to no preservatives, right? So we ate all of the food from the land. We hunted our own meat and stuff. So everything was super duper clean and natural. So getting fast food was honestly like night and day, completely different, made me feel horrible. And I didn't eat it again for a long time until I ran out of money. And then I was like, that Wendy's faux
It's looking
is
pretty
right next
good.
to my job.
Yeah.
It's,
Got to get that Frosty.
How
99
interesting though,
cents.
right? Like economically, I guess, how it's like there's a little bit of a division, right, between like being able to get healthier options of food.
But is there really though?
I know you argue with me on this one a
argue with
lot.
you all the time because
Yeah.
it's more not the division of money, but the division of time.
I feel like it's back then. So this was 10
Yeah.
years ago. It was cheaper. McDonald's had, burgers for 80
Now,
cents.
now when
Yeah.
they raise their prices 120%, like that.
Yeah, because now it's
yeah.
fucking crazy, right? And it's funny too because you see everybody going back, and I've heard that McDonald's has lost a lot of like shareholders and stock and just value and things like that because they went too far. And I mean, the whole draw to them, I've seen in like
Dollar
comments,
menu.
is it was cheap. That was the whole reason you bought it, know? And now it's like, why the fuck am I going to go spend $15 at McDonald's when I can go anywhere
$15
else?
at Chili's.
Yeah, and get at least like some maybe better food.
Isn't
know?
that crazy?
Yeah, like legit, it's the same fucking shit, except I'm eating McDonald's and it's crappy, and so that's crazy, man. So I guess there's levels to it, right?
I think there's like levels to it. Even like when people are talking about like, well, I bought this at McDonald's or whatever, but you got to think about if I buy ground beef here, chicken here, it's going to give me the same amount of meals for the same amount of price over the long term, not in that short moment.
I guess that's
You
true.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like you could spread it out more.
I see your point of like it being a question of time. Yeah, that makes sense too.
And I think it's like perception a lot of times when that happens is you're busy, you're going to college, working. So is it worth your time right now to get that food or just go real fast, grab that?
It's
and
funny
I think
though
that's
too, because
what a
like
lot of people,
I guess maybe sort of back up your point. I'm like, it isn't any faster. There's like
It's
been
not.
times where I'm in a drive-through line and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's taking me fucking 30 minutes. I could have gone home and like cooked food
or
and
you
like
could,
gotten the
or you
same
could
amount
have
of
like
stuff.
meal prepped and then already had it done.
Yeah, damn. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so freshman 45 hits you. You decide maybe something needs to change. What do you do?
I get my very first gym membership because
Okay.
that's what you do, right? I went to this gym. It's not around anymore. So That says what that says.
Ancient gym.
Ancient gym shut down.
Well, what gym was it?
Freedom Fitness, I think it's called.
Oh, here?
Okay.
Was called, yeah.
Was it in Santiago?
Yes.
It's like is it Freedom Fitness 19 or something like that?
Now it's something else. Yeah.
Huh.
And it was super cool. It was like 2 levels, had a track, and I'd go in there and I had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to remember what I did in athletics in high school.
Okay.
Sounds like every client that comes in, yeah.
That's so interesting.
Right, which was just a mess.
So what would you do?
You do leg extension, you do bench, you play with a medicine ball and just wiggle it around, and then you sprint around a lot.
How interesting. And so how long did you do that? Did you get any results from just kind of going to the gym and doing things? Or was it kind of, you felt like you were spinning your wheels?
I did get results. I did lose weight.
Okay.
But obviously I was just moving my body, and that's, all it takes to.
More than what you were doing before.
Right. But I didn't have like a gym body, right? I didn't really look like I went to the gym very much. I just looked like
What does that mean? What does that mean to you? What does it mean to look like you go to the gym?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like when people go to the gym, you can tell who is training specific areas of their body.
Okay.
I can look at a guy who just like plays sports and what his physique looks like versus a man who goes to the gym and works on intentionally certain muscles.
We kind of had I'm going to bring this up because we had a quick little conversation. We were at a convention the other day, and there was this guy who was cosplaying as an anime character. You maybe know because your kids watch anime, called One Punch Man. Do you know that character?
I don't speak loser.
So,
No,
wow.
but I really don't know the character.
Damn. Okay, you can look him up later and look at his
called
body.
One Punch Man?
One Punch Man. Oh yeah, look him up right now. Yeah, just say body type or something. I don't know. And there was a guy who was cosplaying as him, and I was telling Camille, I was like, man, that dude looks exactly like him. Like, he built a perfect physique for that. I don't know if maybe it was a suit, maybe it had little, muscle suits or muscle pads or whatever it is.
He looks attainable.
He looks obtainable, right? And so that guy, I was like, wow, I don't know if he worked for that shit, but he looks really good. And I was having trouble kind of trying to put it into words because I was like, he's not super jacked, but he's not super little. And Camille was like, he looks athletic. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's a really good summarization of what he looks like. And so it's interesting that you say, I didn't look like I went to the gym. So what did you think you looked like?
I guess saying that again, I just looked like athletic.
Okay.
If you looked at me
How much weight
closely,
did you lose?
I probably got back to 130.
Okay. Which is probably healthier, I bet, at the time.
How tall are you?
At the time, I was only 5'2".
But now you're 6 foot.
Now I'm 6'2". Thank you.
No, what are you really at right now?
5'6"-ish.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like 130.
Wow, you grew that much in between that late?
I did, yeah. I had a second puberty thing.
It's because she wasn't eating hormones and shit.
Oh, wow.
She was eating real
maybe.
food.
Real food, right?
Yeah, that's
Then
what
I had all
happens.
those hormones and I shot up.
Dang.
See, maybe that's how we use it. You feed the kids normal, and then once they hit 18, it's just here's a fucking McDouble. Eat that shit.
Just shove it in their mouth.
Yeah, and then there's see,
Dude, that's
I'm
a lot
big
late
brain.
in a female's life. That's super late.
It is,
It
yeah.
was startling.
And how old were you again?
19, 20-ish.
Did you feel any growing pains or anything?
Yeah, and that's how I noticed I was growing. So I was like,
Where was the pain? Like in the
usually
joints?
in my shins.
Oh,
You
wow.
feel it laying down.
Oh, you got the shin surgery. No,
That's what it was. Okay, well that
Wow,
makes a lot
that's
of sense
crazy.
then, because it's as you're growing, that 130 probably was a better weight at your height. Later on, right? Yeah. Okay, so then how much weight did you lose? You said you got back to 130, so about
35?
25 pounds,
30?
something like that.
Something around that.
Okay, and
2000.
you did that just by going to the gym.
And I tried to clean up my diet, right?
Okay.
I cut out sodas and stuff, just stuck to water.
It's funny. Okay, so let me ask you this question too, because I love asking you questions because I have direct access to general population thoughts of fitness and things like that. So when you say I tried to clean up my diet, what did you do? What was your strategy?
She put soap and water on her food.
Yeah, a little bit of bleach.
That's what you do, right? What was your strategy?
My strategy was what all of the influencers and stuff say.
God damn
So
it.
there was just rice and broccoli and salads that were dry.
Miserable.
No croutons. Only salt and pepper in your food, because I believe that seasonings.
Oh yeah, going
We're
back to the
like-
seasonings. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't use malt vinegar on everything.
Wow.
Okay, so you really went the whole like gym bro
The
meal
whole
prep.
gym bro. In fact, I
Yeah.
used to get like lettuce and then I'd wrap like ham in it and roll it and just like
Yeah,
crunch on
what do they
it.
call this? A sandwich wrap or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, but they're disgusting.
Lettuce wraps.
That sounds good. I would eat that.
Like I said, he has no taste buds. So
Yeah.
he told me he went to England.
Salt and pepper, so you like spicy food, huh? That's a little wild. Okay, so you do that. How long do you last doing that?
Oh my God, not long at all.
Can
Pretty
I take a
much.
guess? A month and a half.
So I lasted a little longer than that. Pretty
Okay.
much as soon as I started looking the way I wanted, which was just less weight, I was like, all right, I'm done with this.
See,
Like,
and that's funny too, because I know that about her too. Like once she achieves like a thing, she's like, all right.
I don't
over
even
it.
think that's her. I think that's everybody we come along.
True,
with
that is
fitness
a lot of
space.
people, right? Yeah.
Because they get to like, oh, I had my wedding, I lost my 20 pounds.
I went to the
And then
beach or
boom, they
whatever.
blow up like to 40 pounds. And then they
Yeah.
come back, they're like, well, I lost my 40 pounds. And then now they lose weight. And then now they're back at 60
It's like
pounds.
they do it like as needed.
Seasonally. Right?
Yeah, seasonal.
it's
yeah.
really funny you say that actually, because I do that like throughout
That's
my
what you
entire
do,
life.
yeah.
You know, when you've, even in the length of our relationship, right? I was this size and then I got up to like 160 and then I'm back down to this size and then in a year I'll be back.
Yeah. Okay. So then you've lost the weight. You cleaned up your diet a little bit. You said it lasted maybe what I'm assuming like maybe 3 months, something like that.
At the max
Yeah.
3 months.
And that's so maybe that's a little testament too, right? Like 3 months of just going to the gym and eating clean for a little while, and you can lose a lot of weight, you know, and change a lot of things. And granted, you were very young, right? So maybe that's different for someone
And
who's
miserable.
yeah, and miserable, right? Which I think is an important part to say too, that if you are going to do some shit like that, like it's going to suck ass, you know? And so, okay, so then you're 19, 20 by about now, I'm assuming. Okay, what's going on now? So you're going to college maybe?
Yeah, going to college.
Do you continue to work out? Or, like you said, are you done and you're just like, I'm good now?
I fell off the wagon for a second. Again, I just got too busy with life and everything. Once again, was like, ooh, I think I'm gaining a little bit much.
Okay.
Go back to the gym. But this time I built a little bit more of a community. I had more friends that would go.
Okay.
And then I'd kind of feel
Did you build them at the gym or did you build them like from going to school and things like that?
mostly from class.
Okay.
And they'd see the little Gold's gym. That's what I went to at that time. Little thing on my keychain.
See, that's how gyms do that shit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, you go to Gold's, I go to Gold's too. We should meet up sometime. And then I'd be like, oh, haha, okay. And so there's kind of that level of accountability from them that would make me
Okay.
go.
Was there any guys who said that to you?
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't because they were guys.
Do you,
Man, you're so gullible. They're probably like, maybe if I talk to her at the gym, I might be able to
yeah.
tell
Oh,
her.
that's what you mean.
yeah.
Oh.
That was happening 100% of the time. If a guy was talking to you, that's what it was. And probably
I'm not going to say 100%
and
because there'd be that one
and
guy
I'm
who's
also
like,
gonna
no.
say I'm gonna say 50% of the women also. She's
well,
looking
this
back.
is like such a
looking back, you're probably like, oh, maybe he was trying to hit on me.
no, because like as time passed, most of them did eventually, and I was like, I never thought about the fact that was probably just there.
Which kind of sucks, right? Because as a
Icebreaker.
woman, you're just like, oh, cool, nice help, or someone to go to the gym with,
A
or whatever.
friend.
Yeah, and it's never that. It's never that.
This is why guys a lot of times say that, like, we cannot be friends with other women very well. Like,
Yeah.
because there's always that intent, like, behind it for most guys, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because we know a lot of guys who do have that intent.
Oh yeah, I would say a lot of guys do.
now, I do know
yeah.
guys who don't have an intent, but they
Right.
tend to be married.
They're safe.
Or they're safe in a, like, relationship. So, like, they're just being nice.
They're truly being
But
nice.
they got to watch out on the other end where the girl
Right.
likes them because they're taken.
and because girls like taking guys, right?
Do you feel like he gets hit on more that he's taken than before?
I don't think I get hit on at all ever.
Bro, you're blind to it.
What the fuck?
The number of times we go to places and I have to be like, hey, why did you do that? Why is she smiling at you so much? Did you notice her? Blah, blah, blah.
I'm
And
just
you'd be
trying
like,
to
no, hee, hee, hee.
I'm just trying to get my food, man. I don't know what's going on. I truly, I don't feel like I've ever been hit on, like, ever.
Bro, you're blind.
I feel like you're the first person that ever, like, directly hit on me, and I was like, whoa.
Well, it's because I'm very forward.
Yeah, which, like, I need. Otherwise, I'm just, like,
Blind.
don't have any
Blind,
clue at all.
yeah.
Like, we have a buddy who's blind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy. I guess
she likes me?
Some people are like that. Yeah, some people are like that. I don't know. Okay, so we're moving on. You said you kind of built a little bit of a community now. Do you like having a community? Do you like going to the gym and working out with people? Do you prefer going on your own?
I actually did not like working out with other people.
Okay.
I felt very much like kind of forced to do what they were doing instead of what I wanted to do.
You have, I guess, what we could call gym anxiety.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
How did you, so like I've dealt with clients who have this, right? Like I've had clients straight up call me from parking lots of gyms and be like, I can't do it. And I'm like, okay, it's all right. Or I'll be like, go in and do like a set of leg press,
Just walk on the treadmill.
3 sets and come out and go home. Like no one's going to give a shit. How did you get over that? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people who listen, and especially women, I would assume too, who have that intimidation of the gym. Like what did you do to kind of get over that?
I honestly have not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still really bad for me. The number of times I went to the parking lot and just sat there and was like, I cannot do this. And
What is going through your head? Like, what do you think is going to happen, or what's making you anxious about it? I'm sure it's different for everyone, but maybe just your story.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think people are watching me. I don't think anyone's gonna like attack me, or it's not any kind of paranoia. It's just a weird, oh my God, I have to go into this environment and do things. I'm not sure.
Do you feel more, at least, confident now than you did in the past, or less anxious?
No.
No.
Wow,
that's weird. Because as people get better, they tend to.
Or when you acclimate yourself to the
Yeah.
environment a little bit, you tend to like get, quote unquote, get over it, right? Like kind of move on from that feeling of intimidation. But for you, and I bet for a lot of people too, it doesn't really ever go away, you know?
Well,
And
I mean,
guess-
we're veterans, but when we go to a new gym, I still feel that
Yeah.
anxiousness, like
Yeah.
even at the hotel gym I was at.
for me, it's more
But then
of
I end
like-
up being the strongest guy there, and I'm like, fuck this.
for me, I feel like it's more of like that new kid at school feeling.
Yeah.
Of just being like, oh, I know, I feel kind of weird. I don't know where anything is. But
Probably how you felt when you first went to Crunch, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I think again, I've been doing it for so long and stuff like that. And I'm confident in my own ability that I don't feel like super weird. Most of it is like, I just kind of walk around and be like, where the fuck is everything? Or like, I'll ask someone like, where the fuck is the squat racks at? Or, you know, whatever. But I don't really feel super.
You say where the squat rack's at, and it's like, why? It's this big item.
I'm doing an example. But like, you know, little things like that where I think it's mostly just feeling kind of like stupid. Like you're just like, oh, I don't know where anything is. But I know for a lot of my clients, it's like, they can't figure out how to adjust the machines. They're just like, I have to leave. Like, I'm just going to go because I just feel so, I don't know, silly, I guess maybe, or I don't know what it is, right?
Maybe because I have older clients, I don't see that as often.
Yeah, because older people tend to not give a shit about anything. Yeah, but a lot of my clients are younger. You know, we've talked about this. Yeah, and it's like I have encountered that, and it's hard because I'm like, part of me is just like, just go in the fucking gym, like just go inside, you know. But that's not going to help. You know.
I just tell my clients, whoever told me that, walk on treadmill. Just get on treadmill.
Just do something right. And I feel like that's accessible. People tend to feel better. And I think that's why a lot of people do end up just going to the gym and just walking on the treadmill all the time. And that's all they do because no one wants to go, you know.
Yeah, I did definitely do that a lot of times.
Yeah.
Just go in there and just walk because I was like, I don't want to make any sounds. I don't want anyone to even like think about looking in this direction.
Man, that's so interesting as people that we're so concerned about others who are not even looking at us or thinking
Or
about us. Yeah.
like I went to the gym today and I couldn't tell you a single fucking person that was there. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what they were wearing. I don't know. Like it immediately gone.
Gee, there's times I'm working out at a gym I'm at all the time. I'm just like, who was here when I was working out?
Yeah. And I think it helped me, I think a little bit kind of get over that because I was like, oh, well, if I don't give a shit, I'm sure nobody else does. But okay, so did working out with people help you a little bit get over that aspect?
It didn't help me get over it. I felt more like I was forced. Right. When you're there with someone, you can't exactly be like, oh, I'm too anxious, I gotta leave. Or if you're sitting in the parking lot, they're knocking on your window.
You're trapped.
Being like, hey, let's go.
I guess that helps in some ways, huh?
Yeah, so it helps. That kind of like accountability. And then if I didn't go to the gym for multiple days, the people that normally see me would text me and be like, hey, where are you at? Like, are you
That's
okay?
why people like group classes and stuff, you know, because they're like
Accountability.
People do that. You hit them up and be like, where the fuck are you? You know, or same thing with trainers, right? If I don't see someone for a week, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Where you at? Yeah. Okay, so was there ever a time where you were doing a program that you were doing? Like, this is just my workout thing. This is what I'm doing. Or was it always just kind of like doing what friends are doing or people you know?
I am a victim of the online trainer scam.
Oh no.
Where someone was like, I will sell you a program. It's personalized for you and you'll lose all this weight and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, random person on YouTube. I totally believe you wholeheartedly. I know you're making this personalized for just me.
Yeah, yeah.
Zero communication with them. You just go to the website, type in your email.
What
does that program kind of look like?
Yeah,
or like the whole process
what does it look like, and how did that sell you? Like, what part of it sold you?
What sold me, honestly, is what all the women looked like.
I know a trainer who uses that technique.
But
it
works.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, we know a trainer that uses that technique.
Oh my God. Yeah.
All the time.
Ridiculous. And so what do those programs look like?
Oh my gosh. I could pull it up for you at some point in my email, send it to you guys. But
give me an idea. Like, is there a bunch of bands, or was it a lot of leg work because you're a woman?
So many bands, so many like weird things that in hindsight didn't make any sense. Like a bunch of squat jumps, but then you'd use these bands to do like fire hydrant dog things.
A dog pisser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to make the noise every time?
And then
you have to go outside by the fire hydrant.
Okay, so damn, that's crazy. Was it like you're gonna do 6 days a week? Are they super long workouts?
So the first one I got was super short, and it was also a lot of like circuits and cardio, kind of like jumping jacks and stuff. And the second one had a bunch of. It was super long, super duper long. Would take me like 2 hours to do, and I didn't do it for very long. Yeah, because it was just so many things.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Ethan, that was Ethan.
Yeah.
You can say his name because
with his 2 hour workouts.
He's okay.
Actually, whenever you say his name, I want to make it louder. Okay, so how long do you do those programs? Is it like you did them for a week or two, and you're like, this is stupid?
No,
or
the first one I committed to. I think for at least 3-4 months, I really dedicated myself to it. So I wanted it to work.
Yeah.
But I never got the look I was going for. You guys both know I'm very trap dominant. And so I had massive shoulders and traps because of all the things I was compensating for.
Were these workouts like for women workouts?
Yes.
They were. Okay. So you were guilty of that too. Was it a lot of lower body?
Almost all lower body and a lot of cardio.
Fuck, man, that pisses me off. Whenever you got them, were they advertised as like, this is a full body workout, or this is a workout to get you in shape? Or was it like, this is like to build your butt?
They're always like beach ready, like hot girl summer kind of themed workout.
Dude, we could make so much money just like selling like
bullshit. Get
your bro arms and get your beach body. And
hang on, bro arms? You know how to get me bro arms?
Yeah.
So, you holding out on me? The fuck is this about? Yeah, you really could though, because that's what everybody does. Everybody sells
it's
shit
crazy
like that.
How marketing works.
And did they even market to you at all, or was it just like you saw it one time and you're like, I'll buy it?
I mean, I try to do my research. So I was like, can you really get online things? Are they just going to take my credit card information? But
which is probably, I bet, more than most people do. I bet most people probably do.
And it blew up during COVID. That's probably when it blew up during.
More, right, with online training and stuff like that.
When did she start working out with you? Was it around COVID?
It was after, for sure.
After.
Yeah, so we probably started working out together maybe 2021, I guess, right? Yeah. Now, we'd been friends for forever, right? So she would ask me questions a lot of the time and say,
you
like...
still bought programs from other people?
Yeah, right? I even gave her programs. I gave her Maps Anabolic.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't like it because I feel like I'm going all over the gym and all this stuff. And I was like, come on.
Well, it made me feel silly because I would do one set here and then go and do 2 sets all the way over here.
Which, looking or hearing about it from this perspective now, I'm assuming probably did feel weird because you weren't doing stuff like that, right? You had been working out differently before.
Right.
And so was looking at a program like that, when you looked at it, what did you think? Were you like, what the fuck is this? Is this dumb?
I'm pretty sure I said that to you. I was like, what the hell is this, dude?
That's crazy. Because
what's crazy is I know you got good results.
Well, did you even do it?
I made it past the pre-phase and I got like mostly through the first part, and then no, I didn't do it.
You were done with it.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like I've given that program to a lot of people because I'm like, this is the most like fucking basic simple ass program that anybody should do at least for the whole thing, you know? And like nobody ever does it because I think it's either super boring, right? Did you think it was boring?
Yes.
You thought it was boring?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like you said, like it's everywhere, right? Why am I not doing only arms or why am I not doing only chest or something like that?
It didn't feel organized.
Which is crazy because I see other programs like that and I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this? I don't understand. None of it makes sense.
It's because we've been kind of sold as what is a program, right? And if you take away the commercial gyms and you look at other strength training gyms, they don't have like sections of body parts.
Right.
It's all mixed in full body all the time. Like if you go to a powerlifting gym or you go to a strongman gym, OCR, everything's kind of mixed in together. But you go to a commercial gym, here's body parts, all lower body stuff is like right here.
And it's funny too because
upper body's here, right?
And I feel like I can say this, but we went to Warhouse, remember? And Warhouse is a bodybuilding gym that just opened up here. And it's very much set up like that. Like here are the dumbbells over here. Here's the back stuff. Here's the shoulder stuff over here. Here's where all the squat racks are and the lower body stuff. And that's the way it's set up because it's a bodybuilding gym, right? And that's what it is. And then I go to a gym like the Pit. And it's just like you kind of walk in and you're like, where the fuck is everything's fucking everywhere because it's just like there's the squat racks. The deadlifts are over here. There's like a yoke in the back. It's just like all together, you know?
Yeah,
and so
because
it's very different.
That's how athletes work out. They don't work out like a part of their body that's just single, like they don't isolate.
Yeah. And I mean, bodybuilding, I guess, is a sport too, right? And they're athletes as well, but it's just different, right? And so, okay, so you never did anabolic. Awesome. Thanks for never doing it.
And you use stuff for free.
Yeah. You had full access, but whatever.
Yeah,
It's cool.
he's probably written me, 3 programs?
Yeah,
now?
I write programs for my friends fucking all the time, and I'm just like, I know you're never going to do it, so whatever.
Dude, I got to the point where I just send my friends like the same program.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. Wow. So you proved me you could do this one program. Then you can
then I'll write your personalized program with booty bands.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so not to like toot my own horn or whatever it is, but then you start working out with me a little bit more. Is there a difference between what you'd been doing in the past? Did you like it better? Did you like it worse?
Oh, completely different. I used to have really bad back pain, especially during squats. Yeah. And I pretty much stopped doing them completely because I was like, this just hurts every single time I do it. And then you poked me and twisted me and sorted it somehow. Or showed me how to do the form the correct way.
He showed you.
Oh, I was poking and twisting stuff. Oh, yeah.
He tricked you into years of form.
Yeah. She's just a client.
Was a client. A little bit more than that now.
Okay, so had you ever had personal training before or anything like that?
I did actually have a personal trainer when I was 20.
Like not a friend.
Not a friend. She was a former IBB
IPBB Pro, I think it's called.
Is that here in
she
San
had her
Antonio?
pro card. I don't know. It just means she used to compete. She used to bikini compete bodybuilding.
No, was it in San Antonio?
Oh, the gym? Yes.
Okay. It was like her own gym?
It was a women's gym. It was all pink. Ladies only.
You're into that. You're into the whole like women's only thing.
Men scare me.
Yeah. And I feel like probably a lot of women.
I think because media has gotten to your head.
Maybe, yeah. But also maybe from experience. Right? Yeah. You should try out Girl Gym. I wonder what it's like over there. We wanted them on.
Is that the one that
we wanted them on the podcast? Yeah, but I know that they were going through like their opening and stuff like that. We should probably reach out again. But I wonder what it would be like. Oh, did you look them up?
I looked them up.
You did, right?
And it was just like only personal training. I think
okay.
It wasn't like an open
No, I
gym.
thought they could have people there. But
Like a membership.
I could be
gym.
getting it confused with that other women's gym.
There is one.
we
What's it
looked
called?
at.
Like Wolf's something? Is it that one?
Probably.
Yeah, I forgot what it's
So
called.
don't you think it's kind of like
badass.
unfair, right? So
What about a guys only gym?
Yeah, because
I get my balls out.
Because to be fair, most of the time when I go into like strength gyms, it is all men.
That's fair.
You usually only see 1 or 2 women.
We can't lie, right? It's got to be like at least 90%.
I just think it's
men's
funny
sport.
just from the perspective like their training is different. Like
Oh, right. Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
yeah,
Because I'm
just
sure
like
that
I
that's
saw
it.
this like Pilates place that I read on San Antonio Express News, and it was like reformers. And they're like, we do core differently, and I was like, it's just reformers and Pilates.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same shit. I wonder if at gyms like that. Okay, hold on. So you went to one, right? So you said you went to a women's only gym. It was owned by her. Was the training similar to the programming you had got that was focused on women, or was it a lot different in terms of like she was doing more?
A lot different.
Okay.
Man, she was just a trainer, right? And she was a bodybuilder. So she did things obviously very different than just a cookie cut.
Were you doing upper body stuff now? Were you not using bands anymore?
We still use some bands.
Okay.
Not a lot though. And we did definitely do a lot more upper body.
Okay. So it is different at least.
Yeah, it sounds like someone who's probably experienced on like how to actually build muscle versus let's just throw this thing. Because online, there's a lot of people who never worked with people in person, and they're just like, here's this routine. They probably just got online.
Yeah. Send it out to all their friends, the same program.
Kind of like Nathaniel
I would never do that.
I would say though that her programs or the workouts I'd always do were still very body part each time.
Which
that makes sense because that's bodybuilding. Yeah. How many days a week did you go?
Only like 3.
And you were doing a split though?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
And one day was a conditioning day. So we just run around in the parking lot.
So what was your split like?
Was
it like a push-pull?
Like, yeah.
I could see like Monday, let's say you do push-pull, right? Or push, right? But like push and legs, push and chest.
Like a full body push.
Full body push.
Unquote.
And then on Friday, you come back and do the pull. And then Wednesdays are
that
conditioning
enough?
day.
I don't know if that's enough volume. How long were your sessions?
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
an hour?
remember, man. Sorry. Probably around an hour or a
Someone
bit.
who's-
She'd go over a lot because it wasn't very busy. So we'd also just yap.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But also, someone who's a beginner novel is going to get
True.
results regardless of what.
Did you get
program they do.
results?
So actually, I didn't really get very good results.
What was your rep ranges like? Were you doing like strength? Were you doing like 5 reps or were you
No.
doing like 12, 15 reps?
I want to say it was less than 5, probably around like 3 or 4
Wow,
Oh.
that's so
3
strange.
hold on, hang on. 3 to 4 reps or sets?
reps.
Huh.
Yeah, I can see why you didn't get results.
I'm confused.
There's no volume there.
Yeah. And as a bodybuilder, I would expect there to
It'd be like 15, 20 reps.
Yeah. What was she training you for?
I don't know. I didn't really get results. And
How
the
long did you do it?
gym is also closed now.
Well, how long did you train with her?
Probably only 3 months. And then I was like,
You'd expect to see something.
yeah, I was like, I'm kind of tired of this. You're too expensive.
That's wild.
Interesting. Well, there's good trainers, bad trainers.
I literally just talked to someone about that today.
Things change.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for giving us so much information. We're going to leave this next part open and maybe say, do you have any questions or anything like that for us based on just maybe things that you've done, questions that you've heard or myths, things like that?
Yeah, actually. So I've heard a lot and just like stories and from random people I've talked to that a lot of people come into your gym who have been athletes before but have really bad form, like myself. Why did we all learn such bad form from our coaches in high school?
So I was going to coach high school, but you don't get strength and conditioning in college as like a course. And if you do, it's probably one course. And what I've learned is someone needs years of education and application to actually learn how to manipulate different people's body. That's one aspect. The second aspect is when you're in high school, you're in such a big group, you can't coach everybody. And so that's why we talk about group coaching, and you can't correct everybody's form. You can't just walk around unless you have a really good coach who can walk around and like organize and structure a weight room routine that talks about form and technique from like when you're in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, when you're going into high school, then you're most likely never going to get that service. Because I've had a couple of high school athletes and they're like, oh, my hips are all messed up. And I'm like doing like the 90-90 combat stretch. And all of a sudden their squat jumps up. And they're like, how is this possible? I was like, well, now your body feels safe. And I was like, your coaches are just worried about, I've heard the workouts too. It's like killing you, getting you mentally tough. Because they're not worried about technique because they're thinking about mental toughness and the skill of the actual game itself. So that's why they don't care about form and technique most of the time. It's very rare to find like a really good coach.
I wonder if that makes me wonder, like, I feel like coaches and things like that should if you're in high school, you should only be focusing on the game itself and not actually training in a weight room. But unless your skill is
school's not going to hire a strength and conditioning coach. That's the problem. Is they're not going to hire because it's extra funding that they would have to get, and they're hiring a guy for a specialty, which schools are not going to put. Districts are not going to put money out for.
Yeah, they can't even pay the teachers.
True. It all goes to admin anyways. Don't get me there. But it's such a specialty too. And then like I sped up Nathaniel's like learning. I didn't have that opportunity.
True.
I had to learn everything on my own. So I know it really takes like if someone's going to go out there and search, unless people are going into mentorships and stuff like that. I think personal training should get to a point, or even coaching, where you have a year as a paid intern somewhere to like learn. But that's not going to happen according to the system. That's just too much money to give away.
Yeah, true.
But I just think it's just your goal is to win games anyways. Your goal is not to learn how to lift heavy and lift correctly. And then you have those genetic anomalies too, because we talk about like you had that person who had the pelvis that was more enclosed, had to open, right? Like anatomy plays a role. They have to learn about anatomy. And now you're talking about like a lot of other stuff that the coaches have to learn about when they're so focused on winning. Because here in Texas, you got to win a football game. If not, you get fired. Nobody cares about your strength and conditioning.
True.
Yeah. And then some of these kids hire trainers, and then the trainers are just like, we're to do this specialized thing. I've seen this before, right? Like they're doing this like single leg, single arm kind of thing. Like it's going to translate when they should just learn foundational movements. And then when they turn like 18 and they go to college, then they go more into their specialties. I have a couple high school kids right now, and I can still see that they'll show me like the workouts that they'll do with their coaches, and I'm like, this is just killing you. Like there's no programming, rhyme to reason to anything that you're doing. So it's really interesting. I don't think it's the coach's fault. I think it's just they're there to win, and they're there to coach a sport. They're not there to be strength and conditioning coaches. It's not their fault. So.
Yeah, that brings a lot of perspective.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I think there just needs to be a better process. And I think we're so behind in fitness and health, like on how we talk about things. And, you know, when a plane starts, right, there's force against it, right? And then it takes off and then it can fly. Well, at first you got to go slow, and then it'll speed up as you go along. Even when we talk about weight loss, I'm pretty sure Nathaniel has that talk with you all the time.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like it's
like this slow at the beginning, and then it goes faster and faster, and it never goes like this. It always goes like this, like dips through.
Yeah, just a slower process of kind of building up those foundations and stuff. Anything else? No?
I do have a question, like, because you're the average person. Psychologically, when you're going through these ups and downs, right, like our clients do, since he gets to know you more in depth, it's more like, what do you go through when you like, oh, I gained this much weight and then I lost this much weight? What's going on? And why don't you feel like you can be consistent all the way through?
Well, I think it is my personality. I'm not one to really stay in habits, and I'm really impulsive.
Is that why you slap them all the time?
All the time.
You got a handprint today there,
It's
buddy.
not a joke.
No.
Because that goes with diet, right?
Yeah.
So I can really buckle down and focus and eat super clean. And
is that like a superpower of yours? Kind of like that focusing? Because you know, like some people are able to just like focus really hard for a moment. Do you feel like that's a superpower of yours?
Definitely. And so I'm able to lose the weight then because I do my thing. And then I'm like, all right, I reached my goal. I'm done. Now I'm going to eat ice cream every day and drink beer.
Why do you feel like it's hard to just keep it going?
Or maybe backing off a little bit instead of going so hard.
Yeah, because for I guess context, it's like for me, I'm just like, I'm going to work out for the rest of my life, forever. I'm never going to stop. It's not anything that I don't know if I'll ever reach any goal to where I'm like, all right, I'm not going to work out again. Why do you think, at least for you, to give us perspective, right, why people do just kind of are like, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore.
I just lose interest. I went there for one reason, right? My one reason was to essentially look better, if I'm being honest. Once I look better, why do I still want to go? It wasn't fun for me. I wasn't excited to go to the gym. It was there because I had to. I was making myself.
What would keep you there?
What gives you like a deeper meaning to like keep you there?
If I had like a team, so I've been trying to find like a sport that I could play,
I like
and that would keep me like having fun and engaged. I wouldn't just be mindlessly following a piece of paper, have people holding you accountable. So that's just what I need in order to be more active.
I think that's good, right? Like
you know,
having some
and,
sort of,
you know, that's my only thing that I like OCR, running marathons, half marathons. It gives people goals, and you could change those goals as you go through.
do you think that that would then motivate you to also go to the gym and strength train to be better at whatever that is that you're doing?
Absolutely. So if you let down yourself, it's like, oh, I let down myself. If you let down your team, then you're like, damn, they were counting on me and I let them down.
Yeah, because you were weak.
Because I was weak.
You didn't do your squats.
I didn't do my squats.
Can't deadlift 205.
Cannot deadlift.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like probably a lot of people maybe feel like that, or would at least benefit from it, right?
And they can relate to you in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
Because me and you are not the norm. We'll work out just because we know we have to do it the rest of our life, and we enjoy it, not every day, but we enjoy like seeing the journey and the process. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I almost have zero enjoyment.
Working out's zero enjoyment.
Yeah. Wow, I'm getting sweaty. Wow, my arms are tired.
Okay, so like I know there's, and it tends to be mostly like women that I've heard that from. Like I'm getting sweaty and stuff. I wonder why. Like, what is your negative perception of sweat and feeling tired?
Well, then that means my head's going to be smelly. Then I have to wash my hair. And then that's going to take up a big chunk of time. It's kind of just like all the effects that come from working out.
So you focus on those effects versus my heart's going to be better. I'm going to feel better in the long term. I could give more to my friends and family. I think like those are other things that I focus on when I am working out. Those are, you know, I know I don't have hair, so I don't know what that's like. So
honestly,
I can't relate.
I've never.
Is it 'cause
silly? I've never thought about it like that before, but I bet if I did try applying that mindset, it would completely change my gym experience. I don't think I'm getting healthier. Like I go, yeah, obviously I'm getting healthier, but in my mind I'm thinking about all the things I have to do, not the thing that I guess I'm currently doing, which is improving.
Yeah.
perspective.
Now that makes me think like, okay, I've talked to other people who are like, they're so focused on the sweat and stuff. Maybe I need to change their perception of like the other aspects of fitness a little bit more.
That's funny. Yeah, that actually does help a lot. Because, I mean, there are people that come in and they're just like, I don't want to fucking be here. I don't want to do this, you know.
Like, I just took a shower. Now I'm getting all dirty and I have to shower again.
Or I have to go to work.
Do you feel like because your hair type, does that make a difference? Like cleaning your hair? I don't know. I don't know anything about hair.
I mean, yes, but I feel like it's kind of a universal.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, because I mean, literally,
your
I mean,
hair is different.
even I go through that too, though, where I'm just like, fuck, man, if I go to the gym now, I'm gonna have to wash my hair later, and I don't want to take a shower at night, and it sucks. And like sometimes I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna wash it at all.
I'm telling you, just shave it, bro.
Dry shampoo. Uh-oh. That's the time to end the podcast.
And that's interesting though, like having that mindset. Like maybe it's teaching people culturally like how to view fitness in the sense of like not what it's going to take away, but what it's going to add value to.
And it's so funny because when you look at it like that, not to diminish that at all, but it's like the things that it takes away are so small. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I have to wash my hair. Like, oh, I got to change my clothes, or I'm sweaty for the rest of the day or something like that. That's just like, does that really matter? You know, in terms of all the long-term things that are going to change if you continuously do this or whatever it is. But I know that I'm sure there's some people who would still be like, oh, I just hate it. I don't like it. And I don't like being sweaty. And it's like, all right, then.
It might just be like the instantness of it, where I don't really feel my heart getting better. I don't feel myself getting healthier.
Delayed gratification.
Right. Yeah. But I do feel, you know, my head dripping. Things like that.
Oh, interesting.
It makes me think people are so focused on like that moment versus like the delayed part. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is hard, right? Because I think a lot of life now is that, right?
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification, or what's happening. I want it now. I want to do whatever's happening right now.
Yeah.
And like working out is not that ever.
And that is very much my personality. I'm kind of
and I'm sure a lot of people are like that, right? I mean, I'm like that in some ways. You know?
I get it because I literally was looking at like our YouTube and I was like, we still haven't hit that number, and like frustrated. And then I showed you that text the other day. I was like, damn, it's about time. And then like, it's going to happen. It's just going to take time.
Yeah.
like the numbers going up and stuff like that. So I totally get it.
Yeah. I guess it's just about patience, right? And like looking forward at what is going to come.
And so I've noticed too that you talk about like a lot of physical appearance stuff. You never talked about, you always said, I looked good, I lost weight. It's always like I think it's like a shallower level, and like a higher level is like internally, how do I want to look like in like 40 years from now when we're 60 and we're moving and then we have grandkids or whatever, like stuff like that.
The reality is though that a lot of people do look at it at that level. You know what I mean? Like whenever my clients come in and I feel like people come in and do like the whole like talking to the doctor or like talking to the teacher thing where I'm like, what's your goals for this? And they're like, well, I just want to play with my kids and feel better. And I'm like, bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, I'm sure that is part of it, but I always tell people like, and I'll just say it too, so they kind of feel more comfortable. I'm like, look, let's not pretend like we're also not here to look better, right? Like there's a certain sense of vanity to it all that I think is an underlayment, right, of all of fitness sometimes. I would only imagine that I think it would go more for women, right? And just societal expectations, right?
So how much do you think, like, because you do psychology, right? How much do you think the media plays a role? Because how fitness has been sold for so long and just physical looks, how much do you think that plays a role in like what people actually think about fitness and stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely massive. Because all the times I've been sold on getting active, going to gyms, is only appearance.
Yeah, that was like everything you said.
That was everything
right now.
I said. And that's the mindset that I unfortunately have, is just appearance. It's not like ads are saying, hey, improve your cardiovascularity and improve your, I don't know, foot health by going to the gym.
I feel like we're in a bubble because we follow people that talk about like life balance.
We do see stuff like that. But like you said, I mean, that's a different bubble, right? Where people are sold stuff like that. And no one's going to buy a program that says this program will, or you're going to get a different audience, right? If I say this program is going to fix your heart disease in 12 months or improve your cholesterol in the next 6 months or whatever, everybody who buys that program is going to be like 60 and up. You know, and I can market it to young people or whatever it is, and no one's ever going to buy it.
I'd look at it and be like, ooh.
But the funny thing is that you could probably market any program like that. You know, we can make we
could change Amplify in different ways.
Yeah,
right?
we can make a 12-month program and say, oh, this program is about health and changing your cholesterol levels and your lipid levels and boosting your testosterone and getting you better sleep at night or whatever. Muscle. Yeah. And like, I wonder what a program marketed like that would do. Because in reality, though, is that it would be any program. Is just if you go to the gym and exercise and eat chicken and rice and broccoli every day.
Don't forget the lettuce wrap.
Oh, yeah, with the little ham inside of it. There you go.
All right. I think that's a good place to end. All right, guys. If you like what we're doing, you can share, like, subscribe. We're on Apple, Spotify. You can rate, review us. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe on YouTube. You can also leave us a message on strengthsolutionspodcast@gmail.com. That is where you leave fitness questions, strengthsolutionspodcast.com. We have free blogs, free guides, and programs for their own purchase. Also, if you're looking for us on social media, it's Strength Solutions Podcast on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. On Instagram, I'm Strength Solutions Edwin.
I'm Strength Solutions Nathaniel.
Until next time, guys, what would?